你看到的不是沙尘暴，是虫子。内蒙古锡林郭勒9月21日，
这黑的全是戳。
你看，这
哎呀，哎呀，
整个城市黑压压。
你看，这
全是虫子。
冻死鬼，这是冻死鬼。
居民叫它冻死鬼。
飞那么强。
这就是未来你们花2.5块一斤买的大米啊！看看，你知道水稻是怎么生产的吗？就这么来的。老铁们搁家起锅烧油吧，大米已经给你们准备好了，出米了。各位兄弟朋友，厂里面的工资钱我们都要来了，我们尽最大的能力。看嘛，那么多兄弟都被逼上铁路上跳楼了。现在政府
中共大陆经济下滑，民不聊生，各种人道惨剧不断发生。
他妈上吊了！
山东省阳晋县因生3胎被罚款8.2万，党让你生几个就生几个。
中国出了个习大大，唱。中国出了个习大大，大大在唱。彭妈妈。
中共国的洗脑从娃娃开始。任志强被判18年，并当庭表示服从法院判决，不上诉。环球网报道，美军今日又派出2架军机飞往南海侦察。中共外交部长汪文斌回应纽约一警察从事中共间谍活动纯属捏造。9月21日，中共驻所罗门群岛举行了开馆仪式。国务院宣布将取消不必要的环保法。平谷村干部因私护照全部上交集中保管。
The more candidates we test, the higher the chance we will have a safe and efficacious vaccine.
As you know, they also have a very active vaccine development program, and several of their vaccine candidates are in advanced stages of clinical trials. So this is also of interest to us. So we're following those very closely. Some of their candidates actually proved to be successful in the clinical trials that are.
你不要摘我口罩吗？来，正一下。摘你口罩上。
哎呀！
来了！
这太打死你们！快人军！
报警！上报警！
我拍个视频呢。打警！
试探先动手。
敢动手！
哎，警警前方长要小心老丫听的碰瓷儿啊！突然往你身上一趴，给谁踩见了？小心他碰瓷儿，这老丫听的坏得很。
9月22日是陈妍琳女士逝世1周年的纪念日，晚7时，香港知專設計學院正門舉行追悼會。
所有穿黑色背心咧冇警員委任證嘅警員咧，究竟有冇？佢哋點樣證明佢哋係香港警察？唔係，但係佢哋必須要問佢哋。香港，我頭先係問咗佢哋，但係佢哋冇人回答我。哦，咁你直接問佢哋。唔係，但係佢哋冇回答我。唔係，你哋係同僚嚟噶嘛？我想問點解佢哋冇出示警員委任證？因為香港法例規定所有執法嘅警察咧都要必須出示警員。我幫你問佢哋好嘛？好，而家可唔可以你可唔可以幫我問下佢哋警員？你見到邊一個冇帶？呢度全部都冇。哦，好啊。 等先啊，呢度處理緊啲嘢。
先生，褪後啊，離開警察封鎖後邊，離開警察封鎖後邊。
頭先白色衫嗰位警察同我講，白色衫嗰位，白色衫嗰位警察同我講話，佢會問我，你唔好掂我先，你唔好掂我先。有乜幫到你？頭先白色衫嗰位警察，先生，唔好掂我，跟住你話唔好意思，你行過去啦，我哋做緊嘢啊，我哋做緊嘢啊，係佢，警委任證係絕對俾你留翻條路，警委任證喺邊度？絕對俾出示你警員委任證，得，唔好俾我出啦。呢度可以。請出示你委任證明文件。請問你委任證明文件喺邊度？請問你警員委任證喺邊度？請問你警員委任證喺邊度？請出示你警員委任證。
台湾金城战机紧急升空，保卫台湾不被共匪侵扰。
中国军机频频扰台之际，总统到澎湖视导台海空防第一线的天军部队。
我要代表国人，向各位捍卫领空的弟兄姐妹致上最深的感谢，因为有各位24小时轮班，全副武装，在警戒室待命，才能够在状况来临的时候，5分钟内升空应对。捍卫领空，守护国家安全。
That officer worked here at the 111th Precinct in Bayside. It was here he worked with the Community Affairs team, and this really does read like a TV drama. Officer Badamaje Angwang, a member of that Community Affairs unit at the NYPD, is accused of spying for the Chinese government, of trying. The FBI says he worked alongside 2 officials at the Chinese consulate in New York. Investigators have tapes of their conversations and other communications. Federal prosecutors say Ang Wang also provided intelligence on Tibetans living here in the city and throughout the area in exchange for money. He's also accused of offering those Chinese officials access to senior NYPD personnel. Members of the Tibetan community I spoke with here in Queens say they're not surprised. Police Commissioner Dermot Shea says Ang Wang violated every oath he took in this country, his oath to the U.S., to the police, his oath to the military. He served both in the Marines and most recently as a reservist, as a staff sergeant at Fort Dix, which is important because he held a secret-level security clearance, and he is considered a flight risk because he does have family back in the Republic of China. At the moment, he does face up to 55 years in prison.
The United States will sanction more than 24 people involved in Iran's weapons programs on Monday, depriving them of access to the U.S. market. That's according to a senior U.S. official source who spoke to Reuters. The Trump administration suspects Iran of seeking nuclear weapons, something Tehran denies, and Monday's punitive steps are the latest in a series of actions aimed at stopping Iran's nuclear program, which U.S. ally Israel views as an existential threat. The official source said Iran could have enough fissile material for a nuclear weapon by the end of the year. They also said Tehran has resumed long-range missile cooperation with North Korea, which already has nuclear arms.
Well, a woman accused of sending a letter containing the powerful toxin ricin to the White House is now in custody, according to the Associated Press. U.S. Customs and Border Protection arrested the unnamed woman at the New York-Canada border. She is expected to face federal charges. Mark Meredith live for us in Washington. Mark, how did officials find this letter exactly?
Morning, Trace. Well, all the mail that's sent to the White House is screened before it reaches its destination, and it appears that's exactly how officials found this suspicious letter to begin with. The FBI announcing late Sunday that federal officers arrested a woman they believe sent this suspicious letter containing ricin. A Customs and Border Patrol official tells me the arrest was made at the Peace Bridge up in Buffalo, New York. That's right on the U.S.-Canada border.
The president was on television on another network just a few moments ago describing this TikTok, ByteDance, Oracle, Walmart deal that came together very quickly over the weekend in really entirely different terms than it was described by some of the parties as they laid out the terms over the weekend. Here's what the president said about this deal on Fox just a short time ago.
They are going to buy it. They're going to have total control over it. They're going to own the controlling interest. Everything is going to be moved into a cloud done by Oracle. It's all through the cloud. and it's going to be totally controlled by Oracle. And then I guess they're going public, and they're buying out the rest of it. They're buying out a lot. And if we find that they don't have total control, then we're not going to approve the deal.
So the president there, Carl, suggesting that Oracle and Walmart will have total control over this deal. The Chinese won't have a role in it. And he says if he finds that that's not the terms of the deal, he's not going to go through with the deal.
Then we see Dr. Yan come forward, this brave, heroic world hero, and she talks about the process of what happened in Beijing, in Wuhan, about what the CCP knew and when they knew it, in the cover-up. But she also is a brilliant doctor that does this analysis and puts it out for the world to see. Twitter, she has the biggest rise in Twitter from no followers to 59,000, and then she's pulled down. And then Tucker Carlson has the biggest show he's ever had internationally, in China particularly, Australia, all over, and Facebook pulls that down. So in this CCP's attack against America, Miles, what can you tell us about the American social media? Are they in cahoots with the CCP? They've tried to silence you, but you went and built your own platform and have gone through them. And one of the reasons War Room's so big is that, we draft off that platform. And everybody can't build their own platform, but Dr. Yan comes, and one of the things we're talking to people in America is this is what's going to happen in America on Election Day. If these people don't like your voice, if they don't like what you have to say, with Dr. Yan, they never refuted what she had to say. They just pulled her down. They just says fake news. With Milesguo, they never refuted what he said about H&A. They never refuted what he said about Anbon Insurance Company. They just took him down because they deem it fake news. So, Miles, would tell the American people what is up with these American companies that look like running dogs for the Chinese Communist Party.
Good morning, American War Room. Sir Steve Kimbano. I'm really proud of go back as the War Room, join this today and Saturday, the show. I think the social media in the world, not is number 2, number 3 power. I think the social media is now and the future is number 1, is the power in the world. Example, CCP, last 15 years is inside. Every time important meetings they talk, this is not a secret. You see, in the future, we are the power-based 5 weapons. Number 1 weapon is social media. Number 2 weapon is economy. Number 3 weapon is American. It's very important. It's called dollars. Okay, that's very important. Number 4 is a biological weapon and a chemical weapon. Number 5, propaganda. So now you look at America, sir. In the number 1 weapon is social media. Twitter, Facebook, Google, all the social media. You look at Zuckerberg and Twitter is the Chinese spy control. So number 1, the world social media weapon by CCP, full control in America. Number 2, economy, Wall Street is a full control by CCP. The dollar, okay, the currency is CCP try to take down American. Now it's not full control. Hollywood, propaganda is full control by CCP. Number 5, biological weapon and chemical weapon is now used in the entire world. So now, sir, but you need now the 5 weapon, 4 weapon, all the American control the power. Everything says in America. Now you look at CCP do everything, hack the world, attack the world, use the 5 weapons, social media weapon, biological weapon, chemical weapon, propaganda weapon, not from China. It's from America. So everything the reason fundamentally you look at Wall Street and Silicon Valley, Hollywood, DC. So everything you talk about the CCP, you talk about China, you need to ask. Fundamentally the reason that's from where? From here. Wall Street, Hollywood, Biological Valley, DC. Another side, the social media hopping power, you can dive in. That's crazy. You look at the tiger, we are all the Chinese love him, like the show. Forbes is very, courage, interview her. Just try give the people know more the truth, right? Even you say her talk lie is fake, please show evidence. But American #1 power because the Constitution law first, right, is everybody kind of free speech. But Facebook and Twitter, also Google some area, you take it down. This is the tiger fox show. It shocked me, but I know that definitely can happen because CCP don't want the American know the truth. Social media, America, Twitter, Google, YouTube, and it's Facebook, they don't want to know the truth. Behind is some another black reason. Another is the reason is because driven by perfect. So this is why American now is go to disaster. Also, you look at American inside any trouble, who give the money? Who is in the social media make this bigger, bad something happen? Behind it, you look at everything. You can look at the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Silicon Valley, the show tools power. So now, Silicon Valley people, leaders go to China, same with the president. Okay, get all the CCP people really admire. They can do everything. Go to nightclub, play any young girls, any Xinjiang girls, Tibet girls. This is why they like fly to China. They go to China and stay with the king. Every night sleep with the nightclub. From China, 54 nationality girls. All the night with them together. Second, they can want any money, right? They can enjoy everything. 3, they can make a big deal.
Miles, can you hang on for 1 second? We've just got a break for a commercial break. A commercial break, and we're going to come right back. Milesguo, the 5 weapons of the CCP. That would be social media, it'd be the economy, it'd be propaganda, it'd be biological weapons, it'd be the U.S. dollar. Silicon Valley, Hollywood, Wall Street, all converging with the CCP. Milesguo, founder of the new federal state of China, will return on War and Pandemic in a moment.
报道马蕊强奸案的是美联社中国记者，中国籍记者。报道文贵所谓那些所有的案情，几乎99%都是中国记者，都是中国记者，而且都是短期内到这些所谓的《纽约时报》到那些什么已经快破产的福布斯还有到所谓的美联社去应聘的人那个南华早报那个王八蛋那个马云就更不用提了，是吧？都是找一些共产党的特务去干事，对不对？然后呢，到这个国家地理杂志去的又是中国记者又是短期内到那个国家地理杂志去上班的。为啥知道吗，兄弟姐妹们？为啥知道吗，兄弟姐妹们？共产党绝对不仅仅是所谓的潜伏，这是他这过去几年的战略。如果大家连这个判断都没有的话，我们就太可怜、太愚蠢了为什么爆料革命的关键时间点都有中国的记者到了世界上著名的媒体，然后在短短的几个月前或者是几天前上班，然后由他来写来完全造谣诬陷？美国人现在没搞明白，他最终他会搞明白的原因是什么？战友们知道不？很简单，就中国人去应聘，这招多简单呢？他这些共产党就玩是完全情报系统 就是即时性的金钱潜伏，非常粗暴，非常直接就来了啊！这些不要脸的西方所谓的严肃媒体见钱就跟爹一样啊，马上嘿，我们的英雄科学家，这个国家地理杂志，这个王八蛋他有本事他来告我，他100%拿共产党的广告费了，100%有勾兑啊，这是一招吧？就是在关键时候，什么美联社告这个马蕊强奸郭文贵啊，这什么成这天下笑话，从蓝内裤、粉内裤啊，现在内裤找不着啊，人都找不着了，到底谁强奸谁呀？找不着了啊！9家建筑公司啊，董克文孙子破产了，9家公司也找不着了，现在啊，都是什么报道的？大家去看一看爆料革命，包括关键的时刻，所有跟咱砸爆料革命犯的都是华人记者到西方媒体短期快速工作，带去的是广告费和蓝金黄和对开放大陆市场的特权。所以这些媒体未来都是罪犯，都适合 RICO 法案，走得开啊，不管哪一家。
美国 CCP 病毒死亡人数接近20万，占全球死亡人数的1/5。健康专家预测，到2020年底，美国的病毒死亡人数可能达到37.8万人。科学家警告称，英国面临病毒死亡率成倍增长的趋势。英国内阁大臣提出新的病毒遏制措施。美国疾病预防控制中心不鼓励民众在万圣节期间开展例如导弹和服装面具晚会等传统活动。许多欧洲政府已采取严格的措施和进一步的地方封锁行动，以遏制第2次病毒大流行。英格兰的酒馆、酒吧、饭店和其他招待场所必须在当地时间每晚10点之前关闭。美国西海岸的野火继续蔓延，威胁着加利福尼亚的1000多间房屋。亚洲股市连续2天下跌，美元在远东的交易中上涨。